Hey, my name's Helen Flitcroft. I'm a success coach at Stellar Humans, and today I want to, in under 20 minutes, outline for you the simple reason why you're not moving as fast as you possibly could be. Alright, so before I don't want to waste anyone's time either, so that's why I want to get this over and done with in 20 minutes. I'm hoping to connect with my ideal clients, and my ideal clients tend to be gritty mumpreneurs. They're like MLM superstars on the inside that might not be quite manifesting that on the outside yet. And I also seem to have this martial arts theme going on there too. So if any of those kind of fit with who you are, please carry on. I do not work with, and I can't help people who are not open-minded, who are overthinkers, or who are perhaps not in touch with their spiritual side. However, if you are aware that you're an overthinker, and I've got a phone call coming through, sorry guys, hang on, let's just decline that. If you are an overthinker, somehow think that you're not open-minded and know that you're not particularly in touch with your spiritual side. If you've got that awareness, well then there's some hope for working together. But I just wanted to lay that out straight away so that any of those of you who aren't, an ideal client, can just go on your way, and that's perfectly fine. So what I'm hoping to achieve today is for those of you who listen to get you to get yourself into some kind of coaching. Stop messing around with your life. You've not got time to waste. Whether it's me or somebody else, I don't really care. I want to work with the right clients for me. If we're the right clients and we vibe, we're going to get results. If we're not, we're not. And you're better off going and finding someone else who's the right person for you. But geez, once I'm going to lay this stuff out, and then it's going to be really clear for you to see, and you'll get some ideas about what's actually going on for you, and what you need to move past it. Alright, so the simple reason why you're not moving as fast as you want is because you're not leveraging what I call the 7 alignments. You're not leveraging them fully, and they're keeping you tethered in different directions, and you're not able to just slingshot yourself forwards. Okay, so the first of the alignments is your conscious mind. Okay, most of you have got this sorted. Your conscious mind's job, and what your conscious mind wants, is to thrive. It's that part of you that says, hey, I'd love to be a millionaire, I'd love to travel the world, I'd love to make a contribution, all of those kinds of things. Have lots of money, experience adventure, whatever that is for you. Okay, your conscious mind wants to thrive. If you've not got that going on in your conscious mind, yeah, coaching might not be for you, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know why you're listening, but that's why that's what our conscious mind wants to do. Okay, so as I said, most of you got that sorted. The second thing is your subconscious mind, right? So your subconscious mind just wants to survive. Your conscious mind's job is evolution of the species. Okay, so, and it knows that whatever is in the past is survivable. So if your past is broke, your subconscious mind is going to say, look, I know I can survive broke. I'm here, I'm listening to this webinar. Just give me more of broke, because I know how to deal with that, and I know how to survive. And it's likely if I survive, the species will continue. Alright, so it could be broke, could be, shitty relationships, all of those kinds of things. And your subconscious will do everything in its power to have you survive. Now, the thing that you need to know is that your subconscious mind has, they're saying about 1 million times more processing power than your conscious mind. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And we're running on subconscious programs 95% of the time as well. So 5% of the time, your conscious mind, the one that wants to thrive, is in the driver's seat. 95% of the time, your subconscious is in the driver's seat, and your subconscious just wants more of the same of what you've already had. Okay, and that's huge. Alright, the next one, and it kind of gets worse, is your biochemistry. Are you leveraging the potential in your biochemistry? So by that I mean, so your cells have on the cell membrane receptor sites for particular emotions which are transferred via our body chemistry, right? So, and one thing to know is that the more your cells get, say, like the feeling of I'm not good enough, the feeling of broke, the feeling of, I don't know, disempowerment, whatever, the more you send those feelings to your cells, the more your cells actually optimize themselves to receive more of those feelings. All right, so your conscious mind will go, okay, right, it's time to thrive. I'm going to thrive. And you start changing your behavior, start changing your thought patterns, those kinds of things, and you start feeling really good. But your cells are going, hang on a second, where's my fix of broke? And they're going to do everything in their power to get more of those feelings. So your body, okay, your biochemistry, its role is homeostasis. Stay the same, don't change too much, and it's going to do everything in its power, and unfortunately it's going to hook up with your subconscious mind as well to self-sabotage you in any way so that you stay the same. Okay? So this is huge. Like, this is so much of what's keeping people stuck, okay? But it's not everything. So the next thing that needs to be in alignment, and you need to be leveraging this, is your heart and your soul, okay? And your heart and your soul's purpose is to evolve spiritually, okay? And that's why we end up going down these crazy tracks of pain, but also, you know, intense self-development and learning, because your heart is calling you in a particular direction, okay? And if you're not following your heart, if your heart is not in alignment with everything else, you're just not going to have the zip and the drive to actually, you know, put your energy and focus into whatever it is that you're doing, okay? So that needs to be in alignment too. Okay, now what else you need to leverage is your circle of influence and your support structures. So any of you who might have come from jobs and then gone out on your own, it's quite clear, especially mums, like, you know, we take so much credit for our success in the past. You know, and I've had an incredibly successful past until I had children, and then things got really hard. You know, and it's taken me a long time to figure a lot of stuff out and how to actually pull myself back out of stuck and back into actually thriving and moving in the right direction. So, you know, school sets us up for success. University sets us up for success. Getting a job in an established, mature business sets us up for success. Staying in a place where you've got a supportive tribe and community sets us up for success, okay? These are all support structures. And if you find yourself without those support structures, suddenly things get really difficult. Even, you know, I've moved from Australia to New Zealand, and that was massive. You know, as a new mum in Australia, I would get a little bit of money, you know, and it would just tide me over. I think it was something like $300 a fortnight or whatever. But, you know, I could invest in courses, I could buy clothes. I didn't have to ask my husband for every dollar that I wanted to spend. Moving to New Zealand, my husband earns too much to qualify for that. You know, so all of a sudden, I didn't have any money of my own. I had two very young children, and if I wanted to have my own money to spend however I chose without feeling guilty, I needed to create that. You know, it was a massive support structure that suddenly wasn't there, and made things a whole lot harder, okay? So part of that support structure, I also talk about circle of influence, okay? And that's massive, all right? If you're in an environment where the people around you are not achieving at the level that you want to achieve, they're going to keep you at that same level. It's really, you know, if we're ideal clients, you know this already, okay? But if you haven't set that up for yourself, that support structure, that's going to keep you stuck. All right, the next one is strategy. Ta-da! No, like, surprises there, but it's so important. If you are spending your time and money and focus and energy and pouring that into a strategy, a machine, a mechanism that's not going to get you where you want to go, you're wasting your time. Okay, so, you know, I mostly work with business people, and one of the first things we're going to do is just look at your business model. You know, if you work harder, most of you are already working too hard, okay? So if you're working too hard, you're not getting the results that you want. There's probably something broken in the model, and we need to change that, okay? And the last one is your vibration and your resonance, okay? You're not leveraging the laws of resonance in the universe, okay? And that's the thing that says, you know, when the C chord in the guitar is struck, the C chord in the guitar next to it will start to vibrate. All right, if we're an ideal match, you're already invested in the laws of the universe, and you're just not vibing at the level that you need to be, you know. So they're the 7 alignments, okay? And what that means, if you're not leveraging all of those, if your conscious mind, if your subconscious mind, if your biochemistry and body, if your heart and soul, if your circle of influence and your support structures, if your strategy and life systems, if your vibration and resonance is not all moving in the right direction, but pulling you in different directions, you're not moving fast enough. It's really simple. Like, once we get all of that going, you just can't stop. It's funny. My job is to get you in alignment and then get the hell out of the way, basically. All right. So that's what's keeping you stuck. The simple path out of it is to find someone who has the skills and knowledge that can help get you in alignment. Okay. So I'd like to show you why I might be the right person, but if I'm not the right person, if I'm annoying you for some reason, go and find the right person. Okay. So firstly, your conscious mind. You know, as I said, most of you have got that sorted. I don't think it's going to take much work with us to make sure that your conscious mind is kind of on the right track. Some of that stuff might be just making sure that you're leveraging your areas of genius and things like that. And my phone, somebody's really trying to call me. Alright, next, your subconscious mind. Now, I have particular skills in this area. I'm trained in 2 modalities that are cutting edge and work in the area of subconscious reprogramming. Okay, so, you know, there's mindset. There's mindset as in changing perspectives, and that's super powerful, but then there's also mindset as in like real subconscious change work. And as I said, 95% of the time you're running on subconscious programs, and if we don't reprogram that, that's just gonna, it doesn't matter how much you change your perspective, and it doesn't matter how much positive thinking and things like that, your subconscious mind is going to trump all of that. Okay, so I've got particular skills in that area. The next is your biochemistry in your cells. Okay, also I'm trained in helping ourselves to flood our body with the neurochemicals of the person that we're becoming. Okay, I have a whole structure around that. Alright, now your heart and soul. I'm going to ask you the big questions, the hard questions. Are you doing what you're meant to be doing here? If you're not, you know, and it can be really disruptive. But it's not serving anybody to not ask those questions. I personally know the pain and the expense of not doing what your heart is asking you to do. Okay, so I'm here to support you around that, to ask you the right questions, to make sure that your heart and your soul are on track and doing what it wants to do. Alright. Circle of influence. I have a tribe of champions I would love to introduce you to. Okay. Support structures as well. Because I've moved so far from the support structures that enabled the success that I've had previously, I'm really finely tuned as to what they need to be, and it's really easy for me to see, you know, what's missing and what we need to do to actually start building those support structures for you back into your life. Okay, strategy, life systems. I've been in business for 10 years, okay, and not just mindset coaching. So I've run a food education company for 2010 we started, so we're in our 9th year, okay, and I've been on the front line, okay. I'm not just sitting back, I'm not someone that just sort of sits back and spouts out theory, Okay, I love strategy. Strategy is so important, okay? I'm not a business strategist, but I think you'll find, working together that I can be really valuable, and I've got a lot of insight into how things connect and a lot of insight into, what's really valuable. I've got a lot of training in marketing solutions and how you actually go about running a business, so, and vibration resonance, okay? I have a whole program structure around moving into the vibration of the person that you're becoming. Okay, so I'm up to 15 minutes. I've got 5 minutes to go. Okay, so next steps for us. One thing I want to show you. Okay, so I love this because this is going to be great for you visual people. All right, so let's say you want to move from your point A, which is where you are now. Okay, where you are now, you've got some idea of where you're going. This is your conscious mind saying, hey, this is where I want to go. Okay, and imagine this is a rubber band and we're stretching this out, okay? Point A, where you are now, point B, where your conscious mind wants to go. And there's a tension there, like can you feel that tension? And one thing that we know is that tension seeks release. It just does, we know this. And it's going to seek release through the path of least resistance, isn't it? So what for you is the path of least resistance? This is either going to release that way or it's going to release that way. So what's that path of least resistance? Okay, it's going to be back this way, because right now you've got all of your habits, your circle of influence, your environment, all of these things are going to keep you, there's so much keeping you here in this spot. Okay, in order to make this the direction that is the path of least resistance, that's where you need the support of a coach, and that's what I provide. Okay, so our next steps, I'm going to get this in under 20 minutes, this is amazing. Our next steps are, if you are ready to change and if you're ready to actually get these 7 areas of your life in alignment and leverage them so you can just smash your goals, our next steps are, I want to send you just a simple document. It's a document that I send to clients before we meet, and it gets you to, it's a document for self-reflection, and that's all we're going to do. So if you want that document, ask me, comment me below, or it'll be really obvious how to do that, but if there's comments here, just comment, give me the document, I'll send it to you, and then after that document, if you want to jump on a strategy call, it won't cost you anything, just to say, okay, this is what I've got, and what can we do about it, and I'll give you some real strategies to actually move out of that. One will be working with me, but it might not be as well if it's not for you. I have prices to suit a lot of price points as well, so don't let that stop you. That's it. Okay, so if you want this document, people are really surprised when they go through it. They're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to get all of those insights. If you'd like that, comment me below. I'll hook you up with it, and then we'll take it from there. All right? Okay. Love you guys.